Well, I'm a low-grade rugby player and I just like to build some muscle mass and increase my strength.
Okay, no worries. So, do you train often?
Just some light exercise.
Okay, but no gym stuff?
No.
Okay, no worries. Well, an exercise that we can start off with today might be a squat. Because the squat is really good as it's a compound movement, so it's really good for targeting lots of different muscles at the same time, which means it's both effective and efficient at building muscle mass and strength. Also, as being a rugby player, like you said, you need lots of power in your hips, knees and ankles to drive out of runs and also when running as well. So as mentioned previously, the squat does recruit lots of different muscles, and each of the muscles recruited from the hip, knee, ankle and trunk are shown now. And all of these muscles work together to produce a coordinated movement pattern that can benefit any athlete at any level. Research suggests that rugby players require large amounts of lower body strength when accelerating and tackling. Performing the squat to 90 degrees is beneficial for running performance due to increasing rectus femoris and gastrocnemius strength and endurance. One study proposed that this was likely due to the greater range of motion at both the hip and knee joints, allowing greater activation when the load is lighter when compared to a partial squat. Erector spinae muscles were also found to be more active when squatting deeper and performing a barbell squat in comparison to some stability exercises including a Superman. This is helpful in terms of lower back injury prevention as there is a high prevalence of these injuries in rugby league. The added trunk stability will also be beneficial as the client progresses with resistance training. So have you ever performed a squat before?
No.
No, that's okay. So we'll start today just with a bodyweight squat. So this will give you the opportunity to practice and familiarise yourself with the technique. Before beginning, the client was asked to fill out an ESSA pre-screening form to identify any risks. Okay, so when we perform the bodyweight squat, there's just a few key things to remember. So to start off with, I'll just start with showing you the starting and finishing positions. So when we start, we have our feet just a little bit wider than shoulder widths apart, and our toes pointing slightly out on an angle just as mine are now. So this will be our starting position. Our finishing position is just squatting down so that we're making about a 90-degree angle and then we come back up. So the key things to remember when we are squatting is that we want to make sure that we're using our hip hinge. So by this what I mean, as we go down, we're hinging at the hips and we're coming down. That's it, yep, and we're coming down and then come back up. So we're making sure that we're really bending at the hips rather than just the knees alone. The other thing when we're doing a squat is that we want to make sure that we're sitting back into it and that our weight is going through our heels. So as we go down, our weight is going down through our heels and we're sitting back, that's it, and coming back up. So I'll get you to have a try and see how you go, just so I can have a look. So that's it, so hinging at the hips, nice one. Alright, so that's looking really good. So another key thing to remember as well is that when we go down, we want to make sure that our knees are tracking over our toes. So as we go down, the knees stay out in the direction of the toes, that's great. So we want to try and avoid any excessive movement of the knees. So if you just want to click over that one, the knees out wide, following the direction of your toes. That's great. Just another thing as well to remember when we're doing the squat is we want to make sure that we're keeping our chest up high, so our high beam chest and our ski jump back. So as we go down, I'll just show you first. We want to make sure that our chest is up high and we're sticking our butt out at the back. So we should make like a ski jump. So I'll get you to have a go and see how that is. Yeah, that's very nice. To remember is that when we come up, we want to make sure that we're really squeezing our butt cheeks together. So this can help with our glute activation. The last key point to remember when we are squatting is to control our breathing. And we take a deep breath in and we hold our diaphragm tight. So that way our abs are contracted and we're supporting our back and trunk when we're squatting. So to come down, take a deep breath in, hold up. And as we go down, we're holding that breath. Once we get to the bottom, we're slowly going to release the breath as we come back up. That's it, so let's give that a try. Put this all together for you now, to us. So remember, we've got our head pointing straight forwards, our shoulders are back, our chest is up, we've got our ski jump back. We're going to take between 2 to 3 seconds to get down to our finishing position. So as we go down, deep breath in, and down. Once we get to our finishing position, we then let a bit of our breath out, and as we come back up. Remembering that our weight goes, we're hinging at the hips, and our weight is going through our heels. And then we push back up, using our heels to come back up to the top. So one more, going down about 2 to 3 seconds at the bottom, and we're coming back up, making sure that we are hinging at the hip. There's a lot of information that I've just told you. Did I make everything clear enough? Was there anything that you wanted me to clarify before we start?
No, I don't think so. I think I've got it.
No worries. Well, if I have information, I'll get you to have a go now and we can have a look. Just take it slowly. We'll just start with 3 sets of 10. The sets, reps, and rest periods were prescribed as per the ACSM guidelines. Initially, the client was prescribed 3 sets of 10 reps with 2-minute rest periods. However, as they progressed, they were prescribed 3 sets of 8 reps with a 3-minute rest period. So if you want, just have a look in the mirror, and that way you can see what's going on, and just give it a shot again. Yep, that's really good. Nice one. And you're really hinging well at the hips there as well, so that's good. Yep. Nice. So do you mind if I just pop my hand on your back? Is that alright? Yep, so just get you to try to go. Alright, so just making sure you're pulling your shoulders nice and tight and keeping your back nice and straight. That's really good, yep. And those knees are looking much better, that's great. That depth is good as well, so that's looking really good. And you can stop there, that's great. So you just finished your body weight squats. How did you think it went?
Yeah, I think I went well. A bit easy.
A bit easy? Yeah, okay. Whereabouts were you feeling it?
I felt it in my quads.
If you had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, whereabouts would you put it? So 1 being really easy and 10 being really, really hard.
I'd probably put it at about 2.
No worries. Okay, so taking that information, what we're going to do is for the next step, we're going to progress to a goblet squat. So we'll increase the weight on that one and hopefully get your RPE a little bit higher. So we want to be aiming for about a 6 or 7. Once the client was able to accurately perform the bodyweight squat, the client was progressed to a goblet squat. This was considered an intermediate step between the bodyweight and barbell squat because it allowed a resistance to be introduced. However, the weight is held in a more natural position against the chest, meaning that the center of mass is only slightly changed and the movement patterns remain relatively consistent. However, the added resistance meant that the client had to adapt to recruit more muscle fibers to perform the movement, as well as stabilize the back to prevent forward flexion. To begin with, the client used a relatively light dumbbell. The aim of this was to allow the client to become familiar with and also learn the movement patterns first to reduce his risk of injury. Once the client became more familiar with the exercise, a heavier dumbbell was introduced. So just when you're ready. Yep, that's looking good. So making sure we're really keeping the chest up high and we're pulling the shoulders back if we can. Yep, that's much better. Hip hinge is looking really well. And the knees are tracking really nicely as well, so that's looking good. From behind, that's looking really good. You're keeping your back nice and straight, so that's good. You can see in the mirror as well how much your knees are tracking over your toes as well. So that's really good. So I'll just keep that going to the end of the set. And that's excellent. Nice work. Alright, so how did you find that one?
Yeah, that one was a bit harder.
It was a bit harder? Yep, so whereabouts did you feel it?
I felt it in my quads again.
Quads? No worries. Was there any pains or anything anywhere?
No.
Okay, that's good. On a scale of 1 to 10, whereabouts would you rate it?
Probably a bit more, maybe a 4.
A 4? Okay, so there's still room to go up. So maybe for the next set, we could try a heavier weight and just see how we go there. Because remember, we are trying to reach for the 6 to 7. That's really good. In the following session, the client was coached how to perform a barbell back squat. This exercise was the final progression as it differed from the others in terms of weight distribution. The weight was now positioned over the shoulders. However, research suggests that it elicits the same muscle activation patterns to the goblet squat, even though there was a significant difference in terms of the body's center of mass. However, the barbell squat required greater postural stability, with erector spinae being significantly more active in the barbell squat compared to the goblet and bodyweight variations. It is likely that this is due to the extra stabilization required to prevent the back from flexing under the weight. Researchers have also suggested that the barbell back squat can allow greater load to be lifted and therefore greater muscle activation. As a result, there would be a greater stimulus and therefore greater increases in both strength and hypertrophy as desired by the client. When you're ready, just step onto the bar. I'll be squatting you for this one. And I want you just to watch in the mirror as well, just to make sure that you're keeping your chest up nice and high and that your knees are tracking over your toes. And when you're ready, alright. So we're just going to do 10 reps here, that's it. Good depth you're getting to as well, that's really good. Nice work. Chest is up nice and high, shoulder blades are back, it's looking good. And your head's pointing forward, so that's really good, Kendall. Keep it up. A few more reps. Just a couple more, that's really good. And watching those knees. Excellent, nice work, so we'll wrap it up there. So I can just step down and watch your head. Can you just finish your barbell squat? How did you go with that one?
Yeah, it felt a lot harder than the other two.
Okay, that's good to hear. Whereabouts were you feeling it?
In my quads and my butt.
In your butt as well? Yep,
Yeah.
That's good to hear. That's why we want to be targeting as well, so that's really good. And on a scale of 1 to 10, whereabouts would you rate that one?
Probably about a 6.
6? Excellent, that's what we want to hear. So, For the session, we'll just stick with those ones for now, and as we progress, we're just going to increase weight over time to get it up a little bit higher. But I think you're doing really well with that, so we'll stick with there for now.
Cool.